What's good with y'all boys, girls, they, thems, whatever the fuck you is, man? We here. We trying to figure out what the fuck going on in the Baltimore streets. You feel me? So let's get into it.
Oh, that my dog, Dugan. That my Dugan, Matthew.
On your fault, Guzman, on your junk fault, knock-up.
They gotta be
This will
trolling.
be the way all people going to Atlanta will actually say they are going to Atlanta.
You want Atlanta? No,
Type
Atlanta
shit.
Badangs.
Ha 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 on getting nangs.
But Dugan also can be used to replace the word head in all aspects of sexual acts. Dude, hey, where you get that Badugan trimmed up at, Good?
Fa'o, dyan ka lang snap again on the fa'o you man.
On Good.
This is some 2053 type shit right here. You know what I mean?
Do you think the mayor speaks the language?
Ain't no
Definitely
way.
speaks to Good.
Yeah, I'm Mayor Brandon Scott, the mayor of
Speaks
the greatest
the
city in America, Charm City. You will not
Speaks
find better
the goo.
people in these United States of America than those that are here in Baltimore.
We understand the capacity of losing multiple brothers. It ain't nothing nice. We tired of having to keep saying our brothers lay down and not come back. You get what I'm saying?
Feel
The
it?
trauma that's inflicted on these kids is perpetual.
I was shot the first time in 2021, November the 15th.
You can get your first gun at 6 years old, for sure.
For the majority of my life, Baltimore has been a place that has had over 300 homicides in a year.
2023 is when the things change. Murder rate, I've never seen it drop that low. And now we about to break a record.
We right now are
Real
at, I
shit.
think, 109 homicides
Which is the lowest number ever through this date.
without having more arrests, without displacing crime or violence to other areas.
Poverty in and of itself is violence.
Most of the community members that we service day to day do not choose to do what they do.
We're the birthplace of redlining. The first redlining law was signed in my physical office, right? When you think about that at the same time as deindustrialization happening with jobs, the steel plant leaving, and at the same time the suburbs were being built and you have flight. When you think about how guns and drugs just started showing up into these communities, you have a recipe for disaster.
Shout out Mayor
Brandon
Scott. Brandon Mayor Scott, now. That's my Good.
I do know him. I know him. I just saw him at an event a couple weeks ago. Yes.
Yeah. Do you understand what he's saying?
I understand what he's saying
I'm trying to cue now, calculate that apple mackin'.
most of the time, but you know, I'm from Baltimore, so I can translate.
I know they not. I know they not promoting this nigga music on this motherfucker right now, bro. I know they not. Man, get it how you live, bro.
Right now, it's supposed to be the safest year in Baltimore history. Have y'all noticed a big change?
Yeah, it has earned down a little bit, Good. Hey, Good, give me some of this bike culture, Good. You see how man?
We love it. I can be mad, I want to ride. I ain't mad, I still want to ride.
On the spectrum between positive and negative, where do y'all see like all the bike life stuff?
I feel like it's positive because, like, you're a young person. Like, young people want to have fun. That's having fun, riding dirt bikes. You ain't out here doing some whole dumb stuff on a block selling drugs, you feel me? You riding a bike.
Like, you can get sponsored, you get hella sponsorship, start your YouTube channel.
Driver, ain't tripping. I got right back in that gym. Got like none of them missing.
There's hella shit you could do with a dirt bike. I'ma get it one day.
It's the biggest in the city right here, like the biggest Good.
Already, Good. This is a lot of good energy flowing through. Yeah. I'm on Matt T.
Hey, what's up, my goots? Andrew Callahan here, Channel 5 News, reporting live from Baltimore, Maryland.
Andrew Callaghan. Come on, man. Mike, you know that nigga trolling, man. Come on, that's a character.
You ever notice that news overall is inherently negative?
Nowadays, if it ain't negative, people don't want to see it.
I noticed that too. Maybe it's because humans have an inherent negativity bias
No
and are more than
way.
twice as likely to engage with content that markets to other crisis
No
or
way.
disaster. And because media organizations and social
No
media
way.
platforms are for-profit corporations in competition
No
who measure
way.
success through engagement and are incentivized to create content or push algorithms that create cortisol release in viewers and or users to keep them engaged for longer, which is most easily done by deploying microtraumatic digital imagery, which first requires a keen understanding of your target demographic. Once you know what scares your audience, you can print cash from their eyeballs by scaring the shit out of them. And it's for this reason that on social media and on TV, when good things happen, you almost never hear about them. After all, why would you? It makes no money for the platforms.
The good stuff don't really make that much money.
Good news travels
Right.
slower than a Galapagos tortoise off a perk 30 in a snowstorm. And we're trying to chase the racks here, dummy, on a jiggle-a-doogan. Which brings us to
Type
Baltimore, a city once
shit.
perceived as being hopeless, with a reputation for gun violence, decay, drugs, and disorder. But nowadays, things are looking up for the Charm City. Since Mayor Brandon Scott was elected back in 2020, homicides have gone down by 54% in a way that even the local news station, which is ran by a band of Baltimore-bashing barbarians, colloquially known as the Sinclair Broadcasting Company, is having a hard time spinning for the worse. but they're trying.
Despite links between criminal activity and the Safe Streets program, Mayor Brendan Scott and the rest of City Hall continued to stand by the violence intervention program.
Part of Sinclair's issue is that despite the declining murder rate, there are less beat cops on the streets of Baltimore than ever. For the most part, they've been replaced by a cohort of city-employed, formerly incarcerated men and women from the hoods of Baltimore who compose a violence intervention team called the Safe Streets Group, who have several offices around town and a 24/7 tip hotline where if you're from Baltimore, you can call in when you feel that a situation is escalating, but you don't want to call the cops.
But is there any situation where you might feel like, all right, I've hit a wall, I gotta call 911?
No.
No.
Get the hell out the way. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call whoever I feel got the best relationship with that individual. Bro, you might need to go down there and holler at your people.
Their work is dangerous. They are in communities on the front lines using their credibility to get people to not resort to using guns to solve their conflicts. They don't have body armor. They're not carrying weapons. They are out there with their credibility.
We're not just calling each other. We might know one of the parents. We might know one of the brothers. We might know the pastor, the teacher. We know somebody in this neighborhood who knows that person. Yeah. And we're just gonna keep working those angles until the situation is dead or, you know what I'm saying, like until we can't go anymore. We never just come to a place where it's like, okay, it's time to call the police. It's a billion people to call. It's a billion things to try before we have to take that avenue. And that's so important to us because of our trust with the community. They don't look at us as the police. They don't expect us to operate like the police. So that's not what the type of image we want to give them.
Well, I did have a reporter ask me a few weeks ago from a Sinclair station if one of my Safe Streets workers was a Crip because he had on a blue hat. That might be the dumbest fucking question I've ever gotten in my life. The reporter who had on a blue suit, by the way, so I guess he was a Crip too.
This is him in a blue suit. How'd you respond to that question?
Very eloquently. We did tell me it was the dumbest question he ever asked, but then I posted on social media the question that he asked and then laid out to him while tagging him every single school in Baltimore that wears the color blue and asking, like, should they all change their colors and their uniforms because you think that anybody that's black in this town that wears blue is a Crip? And then asked him, was he a Crip because he had on a blue suit?
You know, one thing I've been thinking a lot about is cultural imagination. How Americans perceive other places based upon their media consumption habits. We know many Americans have the wrong idea about Baltimore, and guess who reinforces that the most? Sinclair Broadcasting Group. Sinclair Broadcasting Group has been quietly reshaping Baltimore's media landscape for years. From mandatory commentary segments on local stations to top-down editorial directives, they've shown how easy it is for a powerful oligarch owner to turn a news station into a megaphone for his own politics. So who owns Sinclair? It's a chat GPT-ass motherfucker named David Smith, who also owns the Baltimore Sun. Make sense now? These narratives are all tied together. Fragmentation of the truth, media hypnosis, algorithmic echo chambers, loaded incentives, truth versus lies.
Why we just got a clip of that nigga up in that shit, man? You know what? I get it.
To be honest, nowadays in America, this whole situation is all too familiar. So before we put boots on the ground, we get informed. Ground News. Ground News is a dope-ass news aggregate that compiles thousands of articles from across the web and ranks them in terms of bias, so you can figure out quality. And more records 7 buzzes. Dope. That's why Ground News is phony, but who can be like me? In Ground News, effect from Baltimore to Albuquerque.
Outreach and youth mentorship.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a real good transition into an ad. Like I ain't even mad at that. That was good. That was good, my boy.
Streets team is just one part of the picture. The other side relates to the urban outreach and youth mentorship programs, which are equally important.
So, welcome to Challenge to Change, where we truly believe if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. When the kids come in, the mentees, they'll start reciting the affirmations. This is something we try to instill inside of them to let them know who they are.
Who are we?
Challenge to change.
What do we believe in?
If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change.
What do we believe in?
If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change.
And we are determined to what?
It's our challenge.
Who gonna help change our city?
Challenge to change gonna help change our city.
Woo!
There it is. Who are we? We challenge to change. We challenge to change so we can gain. Who are we? We challenge to change.
Wow, what a transition. That I was not expecting that at all.
We challenge to change. Who are we? We challenge to change. We challenge to change so we can gain. Who are we? We challenge to change. We challenge to change.
And that's one of the pillars that we teach here at Challenge to Change in our 3 rites of passage. The first one is identity. You know, of course, it's my son right here on the wall behind you. He got murdered in 2013 as a result of gang violence and all. He got caught up in the gangs. Me serving 25 years of my life in and out of prison, left him out here, which is happening throughout major cities. The fathers are going to prison, leaving their sons and daughters out here. And he happened to be one of the first funerals I ever preached in my life was my son. When the father's absent, like, so much stuff take place because he's the pillar of the home. So if he's not there, who's there?
This is my son, Mac, and this baby Bitwell. They call him Bitley. You see what I mean? This is my son. He look just like me on the youth. They say he nice. I say he Duke knacking, but that's what fathers do. They think he's great, and I think he got work to do. I love you, Gil. Go ahead. It's my boy's Bitley. That's what they call him. They gave him, he earned his name.
Father is not a name, but it's the title that's a result of a function. So if you're not functioning as a father, being a maintainer, a protector, provider, then you out of the picture. You're just a sperm donor, right?
According to data, 47.5% of black youth in America live without a consistent father figure in their life. In 1950, that number was 8.5%. We've seen from data that having no father in the house is the lead cause of youth criminality across the country, regardless of race. To hundreds of kids, especially young boys.
I'm gonna keep it a stack. I did not read a goddamn word on that page that we just came off of, but I understand what you're saying. So keep saying the good shit, bro. But look, I'm not a reader.
Boys, Uncle T is more than a mentor. He's someone they can trust, who again won't call the cops and isn't scared to apply true discipline.
Uncle T came into my life by one of my close friends, and he preached at his funeral. And when I saw he came and preached at his funeral for free, no cost, and really genuinely care, like, it just did something to me. Like, I always, like, man, I'll forever be in his good graces, you know? Like, anything he ever need, like, I'ma make sure I'm there because he didn't have to do that. I was shot the first time in 2021, November the 15th, just coming home from prison. I did 2 years. Car rolled up, like, next to me. And like, as soon as I looked, the first shot hit me in my face and instantly blinded me. Went in this eye, crossed over, hit this eye, and got stuck in my face and instantly blinded me, even knocked my sense of smell out. And my car was shot up 45 times. I got hit 7 times. I saw the shots was done and I noticed I couldn't see. I just climbed out my car window, took a knee, took my hoodie off and put pressure on my face. You know, just to try and take the right procedures to keep myself alive and keep myself woke. I got hit 5 times in my legs, in my buttocks, and in my foot. A lot of people don't come out that, you know, 45 shots, point blank range, it then getting hit in my face. I was supposed to be completely blind, but like I said, again, by the grace of God, my sight came back. Instead of 20/20, now I got 0/12 because this eye gone.
Most kids that reach out to me, they pretty much know who they reaching out to. A man that's gonna love them to life, not to death. And they know I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm being straight up, and they know that whatever kind of advice I give them or whatever I say to them is geared towards creating greatness in them or extracting greatness out of them. So that's my whole thing. Whenever a kid come in my life, you already know Uncle T. He can come to me, ask me for anything. If I got money, I'm gonna give him my last.
Yeah, my man, Uncle T.
That's
if
real.
You're Uncle T, everybody in East Baltimore knows Uncle T, right? And it's about being able to connect with people.
What the kids suffer throughout our city is perpetual trauma.
What's that again? What's that?
Stand over him.
Oh, okay.
Trauma on top of trauma.
Damn.
You know, acute trauma. You know, the kind of trauma that even psychiatrists and psychologists is struggling to try to deal with because there's layers and layers of it.
There's a lot of trauma. Some people don't want to intervene because they so traumatized. You get what I'm saying?
They don't even cry no more sometimes.
Numb. They just numb. I was shot 12 times. You get what I'm saying? My own homeboys, 2012, stood over top of me, tried to end my life. You get what I'm saying?
What are some of those shared traumas and experiences that you're referring to?
I can go on for days, but some of the core ones that we see a lot is domestic violence, substance abuse, lack of resources as far as like housing and groceries, lack of educational support, things like that.
How many of y'all seen a body?
Damn, this shit is sad, bro. Like, but that's life for people, man.
On the ground. How many of y'all know somebody close to y'all that got killed? How many of y'all went to funerals of people? Y'all never even put your hands down, man.
Some of these little younger guys need
That's
hugs. Some of them need therapy. Every young guy I come across, I preach, go to therapy. Just try it. It's not gonna kill you to try, because in our communities, you're weak if you go to therapy. We were just taught to take it on the chin up, chest out. The day I got shot, I really opened up to my therapist, and she was basically telling me, like, get my life together and do right. Like, yeah, that's what I'm doing, but at the end of the day, you can't erase your past. I'm real big on mental health. Like, it ain't nothing I ain't been through, from drug addiction, everything. Like, all the stuff I've been through, losing friends, holding my friends in my arms as they die. Yeah, I got blamed for it. So I wasn't even able to grieve the right way. I just lost one of my closest friends. I'm holding him as he shot in the face and still gets blamed for it. I got beat up by his mother and everything. So that type of stuff can really affect you mentally.
And because of, like I say, the direct trauma that these individuals always encounter, lashing out on others really becomes second nature.
You can get your first gun at 6 years old, for sure.
How does a 6-year-old get a gun in Baltimore?
I mean, it's easy. It's super easy. Probably by your brother.
I came into his life 2 years ago, going on 3. He was a little menace around here. There's not a gun you can ask him about he don't know about. Always carried guns, right? One day, you tell him what happened.
I seen him walking up the street with all these brothers for real. They was talking to me, they had gave me a lot of money and stuff. I went home, busted down my peoples for real. He had told me to come back later on to come see him for real, boom. I came back later on that day, had a gun on me. All the older dudes, they was showing me all the bad stuff, showing me the wrong routes. He was like, you know you risking like what's going on. He said like, you gotta take it off of you. I wasn't taking it off me. I goes back, I tried going to alley somewhere and tuck it some more, thinking I was slip. I come back, he checked me again, he still found it for real. He hollered at me, he like, you still bring it back for real. Took me to the water, I had to throw my gun for real. I ain't want to do it. I told him I wasn't doing it at first. They had hold me, he like, I got you, like I'm riding behind you, like, once you throw this gun, I'm with you all the way. Like, you gotta let it go. So I let it go, and now we here. And now, this my gun, you heard me. This my switch.
Boy, taking flicks,
I had a flash on there, it's definitely gonna blind you, like I'm telling you, like, boom, you heard me. On my free time, I go downtown and hustle. I be like, how y'all doing? I'm a young photographer, and I take pictures for $10 a piece. Would y'all like to?
That nigga got enough bread off the photos to get some lemons? Like, damn, okay. I feel it.
Support me, and I tell them that I got a deal for 5 for $25.
That's a pretty good deal. I would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hire you for a little photo shoot if you're down.
See, no more, definitely.
This is Baltimore Noel's Italian Night. Yeah, the one and only.
I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
That's my big brother.
There it is. He said he gave it a 10 out of 10, y'all. Let's get it up.
Strong young man right here, man. He got a little more journey to go, man. I just want him to stay focused for real. He already so farther than a lot of
He
older
did a piece on him because he was out of school for a whole year. I took him up at the Board of Education and demanded they get him back in school. He got back in school. The first quarter, he brought, how many certificates you brought?
Yeah,
He brought them to the...
About like 6 certificates, then I made like, then I got like 6 more.
And how many people watched that post?
9 million.
Oh man, you just came from school. The giddy up, okay. Oh, what you got? Man, look, y'all get up, y'all.
Nah.
Get up on 'em. Y'all don't
On
play
the
with
flow
that,
like
bro.
some cash, bro.
Give that money, y'all.
That's
Give that money.
crazy.
Don't play.
And they throwing money at him like he a scripper. Oh, that's, I mean, congratulations, but damn, that's kind of crazy.
With him that big, the giddy up. Yeah, the giddy up. 9 million people watched that post because they were so proud of his accomplishment and his achievements. He's a big example for other young people in the neighborhood to look up to and say, if Ma did it, I can do it. Yeah, he is the one. Yeah.
The one.
The poster child. He's the poster child. And I'm going to do everything in my conceivable power to push him into his greatness.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again.
W.
Do you like Channel 5?
W.
What if I told you we have a second Spanish language channel with
I love Channel 5, but I'm not a Spanish speaker, my brother. So we're going to go ahead and...
Latino America, whatever. Baltimore.
The way that gun violence happens now has evolved. This isn't the 1990s. This isn't things that's like, oh, it's gang violence.
They're getting close to arresting the leaders of the so-called shotgun bandits.
Only nationally, only 11% of homicides are connected to gangs. So if you went out and solved all of those, the majority of them would still be happening because most of the things that are happening are basic human conflict. And what our Safe Streets Violence Interrupters do is intercede in that.
As I mentioned, the Safe Streets program is only controversial due to the fact that they're not cops and are mostly convicted felons, but ironically, it's that credibility of being behind the wall and now outside that allows them the access to intervene in a way that leads to actual resolution.
When's the last time you broke up a fight?
Honestly, last night.
Most of the violence now is the kind of stuff that you and I just discussed, that we're talking about interpersonal violence is driving gun violence around this country. And it's past time that we actually start to talk about that because it's a lot harder to intercede into those kind of things than it would be some rival drug war back and forth because we still have that, but it is not the driving force of what's happening on our streets anymore.
How many incidents do you think spawn from a disagreement between two people about a girlfriend or a boyfriend?
A lot of them.
That's 90%.
A lot of
90?
That's a big majority.
That's 90% of.
Yup, niggas is fighting over bitches. Bitches fighting over niggas. Be like that sometimes, man.
The situations that transpire in this community at least.
What's the main kind of immediate help that you find people need most often?
Rental assistance, eviction prevention, and always, substance abuse and mental health. The rental assistance and eviction prevention are two of the biggest things that we suffer from in this community. So a lot of families facing being put out because rent and being spiked and all that, but nothing in the economy spiked with it. So we got people that's just forced to pay more for less, and of course that pressure a lot. So our focus is trying to help people from losing their places to sleep, which that's definitely going to then lead to more violence and other things, depression and everything.
Aside from providing guidance to the at-risk youth of the city, participating in outreach programs is also therapeutic to a whole cohort of formerly incarcerated people who've been released and are looking to make things right and give back.
I was recently released from prison on October the 3rd. I had to serve 18 years in prison. I used to sell drugs right on this corner growing up. That's a parasitic behavior. You know what I'm saying? We take so much from our community and never get back to it. But I turned my life around while I was in prison. Come over here and assist Uncle T in whatever way that I can dealing with the youth on this side of town as well. Because I feel like it's imperative that I come over and try to fix a community that I tore down growing up. I was gone since I was a kid. I'm 37 years old now, man. It just felt good to finally walk out those doors.
Man, what Jesus said, you get more for a drug charge than you do for murder? I guess that nigga was not lying. I mean, he was in that. I got no choice but to believe him, and this is living proof.
Free mind. First thing I did was drive to my daughter's school and surprise.
How'd she react to that?
It blew her mind. She was in shock.
Wow.
Hey, girl.
Made me happy, made me smile. Damn, that's fire.
And I think that's another point that I want to make because you know that some folks fall into this thing where it has to be arresting a bunch of people. That's never been the case. If you look at 2004, the city of Baltimore had 278 homicides that year. In a city of roughly 600,000, they made 91,000 arrests. Last year, we had 201 homicides. We made 15,000 arrests. Significantly fewer homicides with significantly fewer arrests because it's never been about how many people, it's who and for what.
I think the police are seeing the benefit in the work that we're doing. They see us as a partner in this, and they recognize there's certain things that they cannot do. We're not just going to police our way out of this problem. I think hopefully over time, and we've been able to do all of this without putting additional cops on the street. We've been able to do this at a time when the police department says, we don't have as many officers as we'd like to have on the street.
Like I said, we can take a lot of credit, pat ourselves on the back, but a big part of what took place with these numbers was our community.
Absolutely.
So you guys imagine in maybe 5 years, your program would quadruple in size or something like that? Especially when they see the data, they'll probably want to expand it.
That's what should happen. It should be more sites and more zones. We got at least 4 zones last year, went 365 without a homicide. And we made it like 319 days down here. It should just be more zones.
That's more potential for 365 days without a homicide.
When you're looking at this thing, you should look at it as like a cancer. We don't want just to cure one symptom of cancer. We want to eliminate the entirety of cancer. We've gone after gun companies. We sued Polymer 80, the nation's largest ghost gun company, and we ended their business. And now they're going bankrupt, right? And we saw ghost gun recoveries fall off a cliff. Just a few weeks ago, we were awarded the largest settlement ever against a gun store, Hanover Armory in Anne Arundel County, that was selling weapons to people, children, people that shouldn't have them, all of these folks, without background checks and without IDs. We're doing that focus as well.
What do you think is the main thing that keeps people locked to the streets or in that cycle?
The people who they love. That's one of the things I'm facing right now. My brother, for example, he's still in the streets. I love him. I told him, like, don't let me down, bro. Like, get out the streets, you feel me? But I don't have no alternative for him. So I can't keep telling him that. And that's why I feel so bad, because I don't got no alternative for him. If I had an alternative for him, he'd have been on the streets.
That's real.
As far as your family situation goes, you have like a mom and dad in your life?
Nah. They messed up. I'm trying to bring my family back. For instance, I don't really mess with my father, so he out of the situation, but my mother, that's my heart. I gotta do this for her. I gotta win. I gotta build this generational wealth. I know I can do it. I believe in myself.
I said to myself when starting this program, what kind of man it would have been to capture me? You know, my mom's died when I was 3, never seen my father a day in my life. I'm 63, still don't know who my dad is. Don't know if he's living or dead. I dropped out of school, hit the block, and the rest was history. But I said to myself, what kind of man would it have taken to get me at that time in my life? And that's who I mold myself to be today, so I can.
That's facts, man. You gotta be the change you want to see in the world. Salute that man right there. He get it.
Reach the kid,
He been got
the
it,
little
like, what?
Uncle T's that I was when I was young.
Most of the times now when I'm traveling to another place, ironically, it's to talk about how we as a city have been able to have this historic reductions in gun violence, and now we're seen as a leader in the space that we were seen at the bottom of the barrel just a few years ago. People now see Baltimore as a place that they should invest in, a city that is on the come up, that is on the rise, or as we say, that is going through a renaissance. But really, when you talk about Baltimore, you talk about that grit, that spirit that I can go through troubles and trials and make it to the other side. When you had the gun in your face, when you've buried friends, when you've seen your friends' parents dealing with extreme levels of addiction, when you went to school and you didn't have your first air-conditioned class until 9th grade, where you lived on blocks, where you saw vacant housing every single day, it makes it very different.
There's a lot of different lanes to this work, and instead of as a city lifting up one program and saying like this is going to be the magical thing that solves the problem, our city is way too diverse to just have one single strategy.
We have to have a better education system. We have to make sure that people have jobs and are able to provide for their families. All of those things matter. We have to make sure that physical and mental health is right too. There is no one thing. There is no silver bullet. All of those factors play into what's happening, not just in Baltimore, but across the country.
Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine. Fuck the authority, Channel 5 News.
Damn.
Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers. And 5 is the best number.
Shortly after leaving Baltimore, where I saw the city's majority black community begin to heal after decades of violence, trauma, and neglect, I caught wind of something else happening. Literally the opposite thing happening in Arkansas. 50 to 75 white Americans leaving society to bring back segregation in their own private compound. The compound is called Return.
This is such a crazy contrast to what we just watched. Like, we just watched like 28 something minutes of like, you know, black people building their shit back up, and now, like, bro, what the fuck? The video would have been fine if we ended there, but let's see what he got to say, man. It's crazy.
Turn to the land. Here's a preview of that coverage.
Lived in a black neighborhood for quite a while. I saw how they treated white people. It's not very good, and yet all the hate is on white males.
You would get.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! They treated white males badly. Y'all used to hate us, nigga. Yo, ass tweaking, man. Watch the fuck out, man.
Beat up if you said something racial to a black person.
You saw that happen?
Yes.
Look, reparations in the physical assault form. You feel me? It just be like that, man. Hey, it sucks, but blame your grandpappy. Blame your great grandpappy, your great grandmammy.
Almost exclusively
Sorry.
white communities exist all around the United States off of paper merely because of socioeconomics, and that if you are wealthy enough, everyone who becomes wealthy enough will buy into a more or less white-only gated community. But I would not be able to afford that outside of, you know, working my entire life to build up
Welcome.
a bunch of businesses, but I would like to have kids.
I want my kids to be taught that their ancestors did great things, not that they were the
All right,
villains
Colin.
of history.
Correct. And Arkansas is nice. As far as I know, the laws are you just need to let them know that you're going to be homeschooling. And then after that, there's no like testing that you need to do, or they don't really check up on you.
The first community that really went after us was the r/Jewish subreddit. I
What
had
the fuck?
CPS come out here because they had complained to CPS trying to get my kids taken away. The health department has come out here, complaints. They just blanket made complaints to everyone. I mean, I do have Mein Kampf, but I think that's just historically relevant.
r/Jewish might have been on to something. There's something we don't know about this nigga. He got a kid too. He might be teaching that little man. What? Watch out, bro. They was on to something.
Who wrote that one?
Mein Kampf?
Yeah.
Hitler.
Oh, shit.
He's sort of the central villain of the 20th century. So if you don't understand what he thought, then you're, again, missing a big piece of history. Did he make mistakes?
Hitler had his own story, and he lost, so we don't get the truth of his story. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't saying he was good or he was bad. He did some bad, fucked up shit. But like all villains, you know, if you know their backstory, then you understand why they did it. Not saying that they should have did it, but like you get an understanding of why. And we got Jewish people. We got folks from the Middle East that run banks, and now they're in different positions of power in our own government, economy, and basically everything. Like, they're entrenched, man. So like, man, think what you will, man.
I believe so.
What do you think the biggest mistake was?
Invading the Sudetenland.
None of the other stuff.
The other stuff? Well, it depends on what you mean.
Just like the Holocaust.
Oh, no, this nigga's trying to hide from that.
Everybody thinks Genghis Khan is cool, and he killed more people than Hitler.
What's your favorite thing
Yeah,
you
that
could?
nigga
I like
bullshit.
making tacos. That's fun.
If you'd like to see our full episode inside the whites-only community of Arkansas, head to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/channel5. As many of
All right, listen, man. We on a budget over here, man. We not about to cop that motherfucker. Put it on the YouTube, we'll watch that. But as far as I'm concerned, fuck no. Any damn who. Hope y'all enjoy watching that video as much as I did. You feel me? Y'all have a great day, afternoon, evening, whatever the fuck it is. Like, comment, subscribe. We out, man.